action. And on behalf of my own organization, as well as the Connecticut Catholic Public Affairs Conference, we both would like to thank all of you for being here today. This is an event about fairness in women's sports. This is an event about defending women here in the state of Connecticut. There was an amendment on the floor of the State House of Representatives in the state of Connecticut to protect women's sports that was shamefully voted down this year. This has been a big issue, and because those who normally claim to speak for women's rights have not stepped up, the rest of us who care about women do. And that's why we're here today. I'm going to begin with State Representative Vincent Candleora. He is a leader of the House Republican Caucus, whose members have been out front in this critical issue for female athletes in the state. Earlier this year, Vinny cast an important spotlight on this topic as he spoke about a caucus amendment saving women's sports, which he'll talk about today, drawing from the experiences of his own daughter. Representative Vincent Candleora.
Thank you. Good afternoon. So it's hard to believe that we are here today after over 50 years ago, this country passed the Title IX law that protected women in women's sports. It's hard to imagine that we have now entered a society where our female athletes are being mistreated and allowed and forced to compete with male athletes. We hear time and again that it's only a few. Statistically, it's an insignificant number, and therefore we shouldn't worry about it. The problem with that argument is that our laws were founded to protect minorities, not to count to see how many people are impacted by something and determine whether or not it warrants protection. Right is right and wrong is wrong. For me as a father, the emotional impact that I saw my daughter experience having to compete against biological male in her sports was a little shocking for me. Mainly because my daughter has always participated in co-ed sports. And if you think about it, a lot of organizations do have co-ed activities. But most of those activities tend to end around puberty. And exclusively we have women's sports and we have men's sports. And the fact that we are now ignoring that sacred boundary, those protections under Title IX, and allowing for men to decide whether they're going to compete with fellow men or compete with women is not right, it's not fair, it's not physically safe, and it certainly is not emotionally safe. So I stand here with my Republican colleagues where we did propose an amendment that would follow the federal guidelines of Title IX and follow the executive orders that have been issued by President Trump to prevent biological males from competing in women's sports. Unfortunately, that amendment failed largely on party lines. We won't give up the fight on this issue. What isn't talked about is, the State Department of Education doesn't want to take on this issue, or CIAC. They continue to deflect. The state of Connecticut is one of the first states in the country that have had a lawsuit. It's in the Second Circuit, trying to protect women's rights, because we're one of the first states where we saw male athletes compete in track and take scholarships away from our young girls. So I am standing here for men and women to say that biological men do not belong in women's sports. And we will continue to fight to restore the rights under Title IX. Women deserve those protections. They deserve the protections from being in vulnerable places with men, in locker rooms, in bathrooms. And this absurdity really needs to come to an end. Thank you.